What's good, Space Cowboys? Zero here, bringing you another video guide, and today we are looking at another Va'ruun ship, the Va'ruun Him 3. This is a Class A ship that is most definitely one of the better Va'ruun ships, although still not one of my favorite ships in the game. Va'ruun is definitely one of the factions whose designs leave me wanting, but like I said, this is one of their better designs, and I am gonna go over all of the different habs, modules, weapons, and stats of this ship. We're gonna take a look around the outside just so you get an idea of what this looks like stock, and then we're gonna take a tour of the inside before taking it out for a spin on the town. So, the Va'ruun Him 3, the only way I know of how to acquire this ship as of right now, maybe that'll change later in DLC, fingers crossed, Va'ruun DLC, is to steal it. And usually, especially if this is a version 3 of the ship, it's going to be in one of the higher level systems. Not necessarily, you could also find this in a lower level system as well, but you're going to have a much higher likelihood of finding these tier 2, tier 3 ships in higher level systems. But you can also find a lower level Va'ruun Him. It will just have lower stat modules than this one. But let's take a look at what it actually has on it, and then we will go ahead and take it out for a run. I think this is actually one of the better looking Va'ruun ships, if I'm being honest. You know, their design palette is not my favorite. I do like that they use, you know, Stroud Eklund components, and I do like some of the features, which we will talk about, that come pretty much stock on Va'ruun ships. One of those features that I'm not a fan of is terrible interior connections. This one not so much, because it's a small Class A ship. There's only going to be a couple levels of couple decks and a couple hab modules, but let's take a look at what is going on inside this thing, maybe a few recommendations for improvement, and then we'll go ahead and take a closer look inside. So let's modify this beautiful black ship here. I do love the color scheme of the Va'ruun. That's about the extent of my love for them. I do really like that really dark matte black and then the white accented markings. I think that's a pretty... they nailed that one, I'll say. But the rest of their ship design, I just don't know. So this is a Class A reactor, and this reactor is actually quite good. It has, you know, 26 power, which for a Class A reactor, not terrible. We'll look at a little slightly better one, although you don't need a lot of starship design for this. Shielding's pretty decent. It's 960. Again, this is a Class A ship, so don't expect super high stats, even though it is a level 3 Va'ruun Him. Weapons 49, particle 61, ballistics, and 126 missiles. This is actually a really good missile launcher. The other two weapons, meh, so. It definitely leaves you lots of room for improvement. Not so much on the particle weapons. You might want to switch those out. Ballistics, you could add a couple more of those. Missiles, you could definitely add more of those if you are into the missiles. Engines is one thing I am definitely shocked that it has very little of. If you look, it just has these two engine modules on the right and left, and they're not even really symmetrical. That is like the square module, and this is the sort of slanted module, and they're the same. Like, you have your big thruster on the outside. Here you have the big thruster on the inside. I mean, why not just, like, at least use the same module just flipped? I don't get it. Why? One thing I do like about Va'ruun ships is they almost all, at least that I've encountered so far, have very long jump range. I mean, you're going to have the maximum jump range, and they have tons of fuel. This is a Class A ship. that has two of these massive, 800T helium-3 tanks. Why? There's no need for that. I mean, it looks good connecting, your wing to your central, fuselage here, but what? Why? I gotta think there's something about the Va'ruun lore, backstory, history, or something that influences this design that I'm just not aware of. If you guys have read some tablets or some lore somewhere in the game that kind of help explain why you think Va'ruun ships might be designed with this sort of really long range, long jump, nomadic sort of building design style, I would love to hear if there's some connection. I gotta think there has to be. The design team had some sort of brief that said, this is what the Va'ruun people are like. They are this type of people. They've been scattered because of whatever, the war, and they're a bunch of crazy snake lovers. I don't know. There's got to be a reason that the designers thought, like, yeah, you know what? All the Va'ruun ships should have super long jump range and tons of fuel. Anyways, you should pretty much expect that. That is definitely one of the best aspects of Va'ruun ships, is you can go anywhere on the map with these things. The level 1 and level 2 Va'ruun him, I'm not sure if it has the same level, but if it has the same design, it's probably the same tank, so I'm guessing it has the same amount of fuel. Maybe jump drive is lower, I'm not sure. This does have the R4000 Alpha, which is a pretty good one. You do need Starship Design Rank 2. There are a couple better ones, but you don't really need it. I mean, this can jump 30 light years, you're fine, and you've got so much fuel that you're going to be just huffing helium-3 for the fun of it. Reactor is something you might be able to actually upgrade. This isn't a terrible reactor, but it is definitely just right next to reactors. Something you might want to consider. I don't know what your Starship design skill is, but let's just say you are at a level 1 and you need to do something better than 26. I'm not sure you can. So, Starship Design Rank 4 gets you up to 29. Starship Design Rank 3 gets you up to 28. So these are getting into Class B reactors now, and that's not what we want. If we want to keep this a Class A, I'm not sure you're going to get better than 26. That's just about one of the best power generations you can get for a Class A ship. So this does come with a very nice reactor. Not going to need to change that out at all. I don't know what I would do about engines. I might think about moving this companionway, this docker, removing this companionway here. I'd have to look back on the inside. That might be our stairway down to from our lower level up to our upper level, but I'm not sure. Even if we remove this and threw on an engine there, or did something where we maybe moved one of these science labs, or I might even take out the science lab in general, or take out this all-in-one berth, or science lab's nice to have the stations. Maybe take out the engineering bay, take out one of these other things, move some things around, and throw on 2 more engines down here. You do have pretty good mobility and top speed even with these 2 engines. I would definitely take that off, and then copy this guy, the S4330. Wait, why is that an S4332, but it's all... Wait. I'm so confused. That's the same engine. Well, I don't even have it available here. Boo. Okay. I don't even know what to tell you. That's just weird. Why is that, I'm kind of perplexed about that engine. I don't know. The asymmetry messes with me. Sorry, my OCD or one of my other probably many disorders is getting in the way there. But, you know, pretty nice stuff. You got an all-in-one berth. You've got that, you know, science bay at the bottom. You've got your engineering bay at the top, and then we get to the Viking CP100 cockpit. Cockpit's all right. It's not the worst. It's actually pretty good for this size of ship. I think this is similar to the one on the Frontier, but I could be wrong about that. Decent shielding. Like I said, you know, this is the Bastille 683 shield generator. You could do slightly better if you wanted, but again, this only, well, actually this has Starship Design rank 3, so if you are lower Starship Design, you may not be able to do better. This has pretty good components for what you get stock. Let's take a look at this ship from the inside. We already took a slight tour around the outside. I like the big windows along the side of your cockpit there. I do like that Va'ruun also adds a lot of windows on their modules. That is something you'll notice a lot. They do try to add lots of windows, which from my point of view, I think is one of the pluses of their design. I do not typically like the back loading bay on the side, but I mean, I guess it's okay for this ship. It's just a little weird. For the Va'ruun, this is actually, I think, one of their better looking ships. I'm not displeased with the ship, and it performs pretty well. This would be one that I might trick out. I might play with and fly. I'm not sure in what capacity, though. I mean, I have a pretty good smuggler. I have a pretty good cargo ship. I don't know. All right, so here's our science lab as soon as we come in. So, you know, you go across this little walkway. Again, love the windows. Va'ruun, I have to give you props on that. Like, I appreciate that. Again, we've got this one little walkway here with the two windows looking out the two sides of the ship. I like to see you guys working down here. Barrett, I know you're a scientist. Andreja, what are you doing? You just hitting on Barrett? So, yeah, I mean, first floor, pretty easy. One ladder, it's only 2 decks. I know some people prefer to have all of their modules in one deck so they don't even have to worry about ladders. Again, windows. God, add them wherever you can. So important. Typically, actually, you'll see them add a lot of windows on top, although this one doesn't have a lot of windows on top here. This is the engineering bay. Again, a lot of the Va'ruun ship designs have the engineering bay on the top floor near the cockpit, which I don't know why. I do love this cockpit for one of the reasons of it feels like every one of your crew members' seats up here actually have a purpose. I've seen a lot of bridges or you know, of these cockpit modules that just, they have just chairs in them for like no reason, like at all. Like why? Here's our all-in-one berth. We come down here. Sarah is apparently waiting for me by the bed, although we are not married on this new game plus. Sorry, Sarah. We'll have to go back to a former life. And that's it, guys. That's the whole ship. It's not big. Again, Class A reactor. We're gonna take this out for a spin, see how it fights against, I don't know, hopefully level 50. Serpentis has been a fickle mistress lately. But that is my go-to testing grounds. I mean, overall, I like it. I love these sort of the engine struts on the back. I've used that in a couple of my ship designs. I do like those quite a bit. All right, let's watch its takeoff sequence, then go pick a fight, and I'll give you my final thoughts. That is a view. Alright. So here is this beauty from space. Is that a pretty nice looking ship? I like the weapons packed on the inside right there. Smoother looking design than a lot of the other Va'ruun. The back's a little bit weird. I think I've seen better from the back end of many other Va'ruun. I think they could have done something there to round that out, smooth it out, add something to those modules on the back, but they didn't. These engines produce a surprising amount of thrust and look pretty nice doing it. Pew pew! There's your weapons package right there. Alright, let's go get some! Alright, Serpentis. My home away from home. We're coming back home. I can never find this system. I've been here like, I don't even know how many times. If you guys have seen any of my other videos, you're probably like, yeah, he does this every time. Every time. Ooh. I might check those out after this video's over. I'd get lost in a paper bag. Alright, here's our warp sequence. That's pretty nice.
Our tiny tin can of fragile humans has survived being hurled through space once more.
So, Serpentis, I'm assuming, is the Va'ruun home system. Because it takes usually about 5 seconds to run into some Va'ruun as soon as you jump into this system. Ooh, a Va'ruun eulogy? Dude, I mean, I'm not a fan of their designs, but man, their naming is like spot on. Okay, why are those floating out above the surface? That is a new bug. Those guys were not too strong, so let's see if we can't pick a fight with somebody a little bit stronger, and then I'll give you my final thoughts and call this good. Look at that beautiful sequence. I do like the interplanetary sequences a lot better than the interstellar sequences. Come on. Somebody wants to fight me. There we go. Level 54 Va'ruun Revelation. Ooh. Ooh. I may have picked a fight I can't win. Here we go. Oh boy, there's somebody's pounding me. Hard. There we go. She broke up. Well, I guess I can give you my final thoughts from the grave. So, the Va'ruun HIM 3. Could it handle 3 level 50 pluses? No, it couldn't. Did it give it a good try? Yes, it did. Would a better pilot have survived? Probably. Is this a ship I would keep and modify? Maybe. Is it worth stealing? Absolutely. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to get this full value if you try to sell it. I think it costs, oh geez, I don't remember, some 30,000 something credits to register. So, you know, make the call for yourself. Register, sell, scrap, do whatever you want to, modify. I feel like this could be changed into something pretty beautiful as a Class A. It has the basic structure there to really kit this out. But Va'ruun HIM 3, not a bad find. I highly recommend you guys go check it out, and if you see this on a planet, definitely go steal it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, guys. I will see you in the next one. Cheers.